Okay, I was rewatching Becca Scoops live the other night, and I guess I did not see this part, but I seen it today. And listen to this.
Thought my take is they probably didn't see it. It's a couple pages.
Hold
In
on.
all of those medical records, it's a couple pages, and you can miss it. But we know Gypsy told her friend Aaliyah about that diagnosis, so she was well aware she was not
Uh,
completely healthy. And we're going to get to Gypsy's statement on it. That is a doozy. That is a doozy.
Give me
Okay,
one
so let's
second.
get to the next little clip here. Okay, this clip here is going to talk about
Okay,
Dee Dee
listen.
Blanchard, and some of this might surprise you because it did.
I threw out the whole theory that Gypsy was blackmailing Dee, and Dee lost her life because she was about to expose Gypsy, and Gypsy would have done time in prison for doing the conning, the manipulation, and all that. Gypsy was manipulating the doctors. Gypsy was reaching out to all the organizations for charity. That was all Gypsy. Gypsy was forging her mom's signature. She was checking the mail before her mama had a chance to get to it. That whole scenario. I did um a whole video on it. And my opinion, allegedly, however you want to fucking say it, my opinion. But it makes sense. But I keep people having come back at me and saying, well, it was all D that was doing the conning. In my opinion, it was not. Because the minute that Gypsy put herself in the wheelchair, Gypsy started receiving attention, gifts, and everything else for being this sick little girl. D didn't benefit from it, and D would have made perfectly fine. D would have done whatever she had to do, but she would have done none of the conning and the lying and the grifting. I do not believe any of that for a second. D would have been just fine with the child support she got from him. All of Gypsy's medical was paid for. She also got a social security check. Hold on, let me push in for something. I'm also working online. I work for a review company, but I don't want to lose my space, my pace, my space, my spot. But anyway, but like I said, I was rewatching her live and listen to this.
Kind of surprised me. Let's listen to what the neighbors had to say about her.
He treated everybody around her like family, which made it all the funnier that we shared a last name, but in no way were we actually blood related.
Of course, this is David and Kim Blanchard. I know there's some kind of controversial, but they have no reason to lie about this part. This is what they're
Now this come out of
telling.
Becca's
You
mouth,
can
not
tell they're
mine,
telling the truth here about Dee Dee.
But
and this
she could make
lady.
you feel like you were.
Every time we saw them, they were always happy and go lucky and wanted to help. And so we wanted to help them as well.
Dee Dee had a lot of trouble asking for help.
What? Dee Dee had a lot of trouble asking.
Yeah, hold on, not that good. Exactly. But yet people were in my comments saying that it was all D that was doing all the conning, lifting and grifting. No, it wasn't. It was Gypsy. Like I said again, Gypsy was the one reaching out to these people. Gypsy was the one benefiting from these people, not D. And the second that D was about to put a stop to it, that is why D lost her life. Gypsy had been blackmailing and manipulating everyone around her. And the second that her mama caught on to what she was doing and was going to put a stop to it, that's why she lost her life. That is my opinion, but it makes fucking perfect sense to everything else. Because people were confused. Why was Mel being found out through other neighborhood? Why was Gypsy pretending to be her mom on Facebook? Why was all the organizations and the charities all benefiting Gypsy? Why was birth certificates not one but two? Why were they just made up? Why were they being misspelled? Because it was all of Gypsy. Just like she manipulates. Like, I don't even get it. Like, supposedly her dad had nothing to do with her growing up. They didn't live that far away. And not only that, she was 18 years old. What would have stopped her? Let me tell you what stopped her. The fact that Gypsy did not want too many people around her mama or in their lives. And that's why she blocked every man ever for trying to be part of their life. Because if too many people were in that house or too many people were around Gypsy on a daily basis, they would have pointed it out. They would have called on. Just like we called on, and she wasn't even out of prison, what, a few months before people started realizing shit didn't seem right? That's why Gypsy pushed everyone away growing up. Because if too many people were around, she would have called on. She was manipulating D and blackmailing D. And that was easy. She was getting by on one little person, but D finally figured it out. It cost her life for figuring it out, but she did. And the blackmailing part, I honestly believe that Gypsy was telling her mama, like, go ahead, tell on me. I'll blame it all on you. That's what blackmailing is. I remember growing up with my sister, and Lord, I love that lady, but she's, God rest her soul, she died last year. We wasn't but 10 months and a day apart. We were both born in the same year. We weren't twins, but we were 10 months and 1 day apart, and I loved her to death. But that woman, oh my goodness, could she tell a story? She could lie, and I remember growing up, that's all she ever done. She'd do something, and then she'd say, well, I would just tell mama it was you. So therefore, I would do exactly what she'd tell me. And this shit went on our entire life. And all she'd have to say is, well, I'll just tell mama it was you. I was always the one in trouble, so therefore my mom would have believed her anyway. But that's exactly how Gypsy played that card. Her mom did not want to be looked at as a grifter, somebody that had been conning and manipulating these doctors, and all D done was listen to Gypsy. Gypsy would tell her this and this hurt, so she'd go to the doctor, she'd say this and this hurt, and the doctors would look at her like, no, it doesn't, and that's how the whole Munchausen syndrome came about. And then they caught Gypsy for malingering. That's the same, well, almost the same thing, but Gypsy was not only making it up, but she was doubling down by pretending to be whatever was made up. See what I'm saying? They knew she could walk, but Gypsy was not going to fucking let it be known. And I think all she had to do was look at D and say, well, fine, go ahead, say something. I'm just going to tell him it was all you. And then what happened? Gypsy would just turn around and look like a little 15-year-old kid again. So D did whatever she asked. That's the blackmailing part, and I believe that's the reason she lost her life, because Gypsy would have she'd have told on Gypsy. Gypsy would have done time. Gypsy would have done a lot of time, especially for stealing from all those charities. She would have never been believed at the hospital, and I'm sure some of them would have probably made her pay them back. But Gypsy didn't do that. And if Gypsy in any type of way believed or tried to even double down that it was all her mom, when Gypsy got out of prison, Gypsy apparently had money. She didn't make one fucking effort to give back. That just shows you who was doing the fucking conning, because she's still trying to grift and con even till this day. But anyway, you heard it come straight from her and the neighbor's mouth. Her mama did not want handouts. She didn't ask for them. She didn't con for them. She didn't grift for them. It was all Gypsy. But this is just a little short clipping. I'm not doing a whole video on it. I just done one. If you'd like to know more about my theory, just go back and get my past video. You'll see. But till the next one.